Hi, everyone. Welcome to your market update. It is Friday at 4 o'clock. And what does that mean? That means it's your market update time. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
And it also means you survived another day.
Yes. I'm going to put the scroller right there. All right. So we're going to ask you a question in a second. I'm going to go over the numbers real fast. Then we're going to ask you the question. So be ready for that. Be ready. Have your answers ready to go. But let's jump onto the screen first and get this. So the numbers really haven't changed that much more recently. The active properties have trickled up a tad bit. Pending properties have trickled up a tad bit. It's a very tad bit where you've seen basically the numbers kind of trickle up a little bit. We're not seeing the effects of it. We're talking about basically market being crazy to maybe a little more sane, but still fairly crazy when you're out there right now. But we're seeing a little small tick. Hopefully, we'll start seeing more of that as basically we get closer to the summer months. But yeah, take a look at the numbers. If you've been watching us for a while, you'll know that under 700,000 detached market is probably one of the hotter markets out there, where you're seeing, 10% over asking, 15%. I mean, again, we sold some of our detached properties about 29% above asking. It's a pretty drastic market. So yeah, be aware of that.
You know what, Vinnie, is something we can add in there is people are doing 10% over. You went 29% over. That actually works hand in hand with some data that came out today that shows that income this year is up 26% from last year. Yeah. So maybe that's somewhat to go, hey, last year was terrible because of the pandemic and a lot of people lost incomes. But when the data came out and it looked at income is up actually 21%. I'm sorry, not 26. Income is up 21% from last year. So maybe the extra income people are getting, maybe they're putting it into the houses, because that's a lot of extra money right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. It's, yeah, well, and not necessarily also getting the money, but also another thing is rates are still fairly good. You watched our screenshot that we had last week. But before we get into the rates, let's get into the question. Okay, because I know people get antsy for this question.
Well, right. A lot of people look forward to this the whole day.
What was the last day that Qualcomm Stadium was still standing? Qualcomm Stadium, that place where the Padres used to play and our old NFL team used to play.
What was the name of our old NFL team? I seem to have forgotten about them.
They were the Chargers.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about them.
Loyal to the soil right there. Loyal to the soil. So not a Charger anymore.
Loyal to the soil. Did you patent that? That was very good, my friend.
No. I mean, that's how I work with man, Padre fan, but Charger fan. Sorry, even if those draft time. But anyways, here's the question. Feel free to text. Now, David, why don't you talk about rates right now?
So let's get a bigger perspective here. So this week was interesting. We had a lot of data come out, and something that me and Vinnie have talked about before, when we're always talking about focus on the monthly payment, we're focusing on prices. Well, inflation came out this week. So there's a thing called personal consumption expenditures. That's how the Fed measures how prices are going up. So just for the month of March, prices went up 0.5%. That doesn't seem like a lot, but when you add it on top of everything you're buying, that becomes a lot of money. And it was projected to be 0.3. So it's much higher than anticipated. And then when you look year over year, we were supposed to be at 1.9% inflation. We're actually at 2.3. So what does that mean? Like, why are we bringing that up? We're bringing that up because that ties directly back into rates. You don't want inflation to keep going up. As inflation goes up, rates are going to follow up. So inflation is an enemy of bonds, and the bonds market is what's tied to your mortgage rates. So as prices keep going up and you keep going to the store and you're seeing milk more expensive, steak more expensive, your vegetables more expensive, that means inflation is going up, which means rates will typically follow upwards. Now, this week, we had a little bit of price corrections this week. We did have 2 good days in the market, which were Wednesday and Thursday, where rates dropped, but Monday and Tuesday rates went up. So overall, we ended this week in a neutral position, which is, good because we basically ended up where we started almost last week on Friday. We ended today. We had 2 up days, 2 down days, and today a neutral day. So what does that mean to you as a consumer? It still means rates are lower than a low rider at a low rider convention. And
again, give you a reference point. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about basically a difference from 1979 to where we sit now. Fairly drastic. That's an 18% in the 80s to, basically in the 3s now. And then something also.
We're in the 3s. We're below 3s for FHA and VA. In fact, for those of you out there who did not know this, FHA and our VA this week was down at 2.25%.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. If you haven't refinanced yet and you have a VA loan, call me. They've been at 2.25%. That's stupid low. Your FHA has been down at 2.375 on refinances. So get in there before the window shuts, because that's not going to last forever, friends.
Yeah. And I mean, also talking about the market, the median home values, you've seen that they've kind of gone up. I mean, in 2020, we were talking about the market was going to recorrect, and look at that jump that happened in San Diego County from about, in the 2020 640 now up to a little over 8, or a little under 8. But still, man, what a jump right there.
Look at the 1-year forecast. It's gone up 12% in a year.
Yeah.
Almost 13%, 12.6.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous rate of return on your money. But once again, let's go back. Can this go on forever, Vinnie?
No, there has to be an end to it. And that's something that someone's asking, Manuel's asking about. Can rates go lower, you think?
I'm gonna answer this question. If we get another major stimulus package and that goes into effect, I will anticipate you will get rates dive down lower 7 to 8 months after the package is issued, because I think that will possibly cause us to go into a recession. If we go into the recession, they will bring the rates lower. So only if you get another giant spending package, and then it will take 7 to 8 months for that to basically burn itself out, and then you will have some problems.
It's funny. We're talking about the market. Okay, so this is rates down, 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 and this is prices up, 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 down, down, down,
down, down, down, up, up, up. It sounds like this could be a new rap video.
Man. Well, there's going to be some kind of sanity, and I mean, it feels like a little bit, nothing drastic. Again, mind you, nothing drastic. If you're looking at a detached property, you're going to have your realtor say, "Oh my gosh, be aware." But we are seeing a tad bit, a little bit of a slowdown. Nothing crazy, a little bit. So I mean, we'll see if as we get more inventory, what that's going to do. But yeah, I mean, it feels like some people are starting to get a little overconfident with their listings. So if they didn't get as much love that they expect to get in the first week, it might be the ability for the second week to get your offer accepted closer ask, or even maybe a tad bit under ask, but more likely at ask. So that's something to really be aware of. So we'll see how the next couple of months kind of bear out. And for the people buying out there, be strong. Look at pending properties. Look at coming soon properties with your realtor. If you need a realtor, feel free to reach out. Your rate doesn't get locked up until you actually get into escrow. So if you have any questions about that, you need to talk to myself or David, not me. I'll just tell you, I'll connect you to David. But yeah, and then one last question. What was the last day that Qualcomm Stadium was still standing?
And you know what? One more thing, Vinny, since we showed housing prices keep getting higher and higher, consumers need to realize that if housing keeps getting more and more expensive, guess what will follow suit as well? Rent prices.
Yeah.
Home's more expensive, rent costs more money.
Yeah.
Boom.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. And something I'm going to say more and more, go Padres. Bye, guys.
Oh,